A couple of days ago, a coworker and I were talking. He and I go to the same Anytime Fitness, and we were discussing workouts. And the subject of my video series came up, the subject of my YouTube channel. A couple of other coworkers, teenagers, overheard that I have a YouTube channel, and they asked for the address. So I thought nothing of it. I gave it to them. And then I came home and started to reflect on some of the contents of this video series, some of the images. Now, I'm not ashamed of any of the contents of this video series, but I did start to think back over the shots of me in a posing suit, some of the angles and close-ups of my body for evaluation, and the reality that some of this may be content that some people just really don't want to accidentally stumble across. So I'm just kind of wondering what it will be like to go back to work knowing that these two young men have watched any given part of this channel, and who knows what they've seen. What it will be like to look someone in the eye who has seen some of these images. I guess if there's an episode 72 of A Body in Progress, that means everything went all right. Happy New Year from the Big Tiger Studios. I did not originally have any intention of creating a workout journal entry so soon in the new year, especially since not much of note has happened in January. But one of the members of the Odyssey Discord server was inquiring just a couple days ago, when is episode 71 coming out? And so, since I obviously clearly have at least one very dedicated and interested fan, I'll go ahead and make this episode, and we will discuss January of 2024. Despite the lateness of the hour in coming home from my usual New Year's Eve party at a friend's house, I did stay up long enough to do my initial weigh-in for the new year, and that was 221.4 pounds. I believe I mentioned that in a previous episode, but at the time I did not have the corresponding data to point out that that is an increase of 0.2 of a pound over last year. Obviously, that is the wrong direction. I want that to go down, and it is my goal that sometime this year I will hit 200.0 or lower on the scale just once. We've been over that. I won't belabor it, but what I will do right now is show you the progress pictures I also took late at night, probably around 1 a.m., January 1st. The first gym workout of the year took place on Wednesday the 3rd, and it was a biceps workout. You may have heard people talk about the pump. That's the feeling that you get during and at the end of a workout, because as you work any given muscle, you are filling it up with more blood and oxygen. Your body is working to make sure that that muscle has what it needs in order to keep working. Now, I've never experienced, or at least I'm not aware of experiencing the pump. I mean, obviously, biologically, I must have, but I still have so much cellulite, body fat, and loose skin that I can't say I've ever left a workout or finished a workout looking in the mirror going, yes, I am identifiably bigger, that feels good, yeah, all kinds of raw masculinity, whatever. But I do like this shot right here. I like the fact that my biceps actually have a certain amount of mounding to them. I'm not the skinny kid with the shapeless arms that I used to be, even on into my 20s. I've got some arm there when I actually flex it, and I want to see what I've got. Like so many other years and like so many other times during the year, I had a bumpy go of it for the first few weeks. I did something every day. In fact, I got all the way to the 27th before I missed a day entirely, which was sooner than I'd like. I knew it would happen. Every year I would like to create a notebook that has something for every day. It's never happened. There's always a day where I get tired, I forget, I'm sitting working, and all of a sudden it's midnight and the day is over. But I did do some home workouts. I did do some going for walks and things like that. I made sure there was something every day leading up to January 14th. And here's where we bring back in the subject of the film project, the Better Body Starter Kit for Men. And to quickly review, one of the elements of that film will be my own story. The film isn't going to be about me, but at the start and sprinkled through the middle and then at the end, we're going to show me working out, eating right, following my own advice. The advice that I'm sharing on the film, I'll be following it. And so there's going to be a point that I call day one of my film journey. Obviously, my personal journey goes back long before that, but there will be a starting point for the film, for my journey, and then there will be an ending point, and we'll show all of that in the film. We'll show the beginning and the end, so that at the end of the film, my own progress, my own transformation, will lend believability to the film. It will lend, there's a word I want and I can't think of it, but it will inspire viewers to see, yes, this man, following his own advice over the course of however many months it takes to put the film together, made these improvements. So obviously I can get off the couch and go follow the advice he said, and I can make some improvements. My thought was that was starting on January 14th. And so I took more pictures, a set just for the film, and then I really kind of dived in. I started going to the gym. I got Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday at the gym. It was feeling good. And then, well, we had a nasty snowstorm on the 13th, but the roads were still generally drivable. It stayed cold. It stayed 9 degrees as our high, 10 degrees as our high. It was nasty cold for this area. And then it warmed up during the days enough to melt that snow, and then it cooled down at night to freeze it again. And so there were a few days where the roads were deadly. They were slick. Even with good shoes on, I could barely walk across the driveway or anywhere. The lawn was frozen solid snow on top. It wasn't even snow that you step on and sink into with a crunch. It was frozen. So I did skip the gym. I got 3 days in a row, and then Thursday I had to miss, and Friday I had to miss because it just was not safe. And then I kind of lost that momentum. So that opening didn't happen quite as I would have liked. But while we're here on the subject, let's take a look at those gym workouts. Just a brief montage. Here's what I did. Before we go to the footage, I have to preface this so it doesn't leave you wondering. I recorded that introduction and I totally forgot that on Monday, January 15th, I took a special guest with me to the gym just to bring a smile to my youngest daughter's face. So you will see somebody accompanying me throughout that entire workout if you look closely. I did get some cool shots for the film, including going for a walk on Sunday the 14th. Sunday being my rest day, I would go for a simple walk. There was snow and ice everywhere, but I made myself go out and do it, and I brought the camera along, and so here's a little bit of that. With regards to the telling of my story within the film, there are certain things that I want to happen on the first week, and they didn't happen. So I went ahead and decided to restart on the 21st, but those things didn't happen that week either. I took new pictures and I told myself, here we go, and I tried to contact the people that I want to get help from, and it didn't happen. So then I decided to start again on the 28th. I'm in the middle of that week right now, and it looks like it's not going to happen again. So I'm not quite sure exactly when it happens. On whatever week all of those elements, or at least most of them, fall into place, that's when my story will officially begin. But what it means is it's been kind of hit and miss. I will say this, though. This January has been better than most months, if not all of them, in 2023. So I've had some good workouts at the gym. I feel really good going forward. I haven't always made it, sometimes because of weather, sometimes because of drowsiness, sometimes because of work. But I feel mentally in a much better place than most of the time that I spent in 2023. Most of the feeling that I had in 2023 was, okay, come on, go do this. Oh, never mind, I'll do something cheap at home. It was this. Yeah. So anyway, on the subject of the film project itself, I do have my very first interviewee coming tomorrow. I will have several man-on-the-street style interviews throughout the film, just average people, average men, what they are doing to get in shape, what their goals are, what benefits they may have already experienced from, whatever path they're on. If they're skinny trying to bulk up, if they're fat trying to lose weight, whatever that is, I'll talk with them for probably about half an hour and then take sound bites from each one. Anyway, the first one of those is tomorrow, and I'll be grabbing those whenever I can throughout the year or throughout the process of making the film, which I do estimate will probably take at least a year. That's really all there is to January, so we are already up to the ending credits, the ending sequence, and you lucky people, you get to experience something that I did in earlier January, which was to go through my entire wardrobe and decide what things I wanted to keep and what things I wanted to throw out, so I could have a solidified, definite wardrobe to start 2024. Now, for the sake of you viewers here, I won't go through all of that. In fact, I didn't even film all of it. I did get on video all of my gym attire. So as we close, let's take a look at what I will be wearing to the gym in 2024. For the upper body, my staple is, of course, tank tops. I didn't used to like tank tops until I lost a lot of weight. Now I feel a lot better in them. I feel kind of cool in them. The hard part for me, being someone who has a tall torso, is finding tank tops that fit, that aren't too tight, but that also aren't so loose that I am constantly flashing the people in the gym with what would be called a nip slip. It does mean there are a couple. I have decided finally I'm just not putting up with it anymore. I'm getting them out of the collection, including the one that I'm wearing right now. I thought I would give it one last hurrah by being my wardrobe for this video, but it is one that does not stay down. So very quickly, let's go to the shorts, and my go-to for years has been heather gray. Now a couple of these, the elastic or the tie strings have broken and they don't stay up very well, so I will not be keeping them because I really don't enjoy the experience of trying to go for a 30-minute jog and having to choose between hiking my shorts up every few seconds or finding myself jogging with my shorts down around my ankles. That includes getting rid of this pair here, the shiny silver ones. I got them 2 decades ago. Yeah, they've lost the drawstring, and they also never had pockets, so it's time to just dump those. I did finally branch away from gray when I used a birthday gift certificate to buy some Oregon State Beavers shorts. And then I added some blue shorts to that, and then some black ones from some group called, I think, Andy. My latest shorts right here are these black and white ones. So I've got 4, that are a little more, I guess, stylish. Is that the word I want? To go with the heather gray ones remaining. I like them all. I still like the heather gray, but I did actually, I opened my mind. You know you were looking forward to that. You know when this video is over, you are headed to the store to get the very same types of shirts and shorts so that you can be just like your #1 YouTube sensation. The guy you follow, the guy you adore, the guy you want to look just like one day. Or better, which shouldn't be hard. That's January. I'm Brian. This is the end. See you next time.